a fresh perspective with the Joe Friendly trip. Each a different trip. That old Joe Friendly, he has his brain, he just jumps. Aries, we were reading. Aries the Ram, born March 21, April 20, in that range. The end of March, early April, first 2/3 of April. That hunk. You know, am I that bossy about the borders of things? No, I mean, we're talking a range in the circle. The beginnings of spring is the concept. The astrology handle on that, they say, is the ram, the sheep, the male sheep, the fucker, you know, the master of the herd, whatever, Aries and sheep and all that. That's what they throw at this piece of humanity, this 1/12 of humanity. That's what astrology offers. Thanks, fellas, but we can do better. The Bible on that one comes up with the tribe of Gad, G-A-D, which I tease them means that they're one notch above God, because God has to settle for an O. You're an A there, G-A-D. And they're entitled to respect as gods, legitimately speaking, for being brilliant at coming up with wonderful new ideas. But that's how I work you into that slowly here. I was off on March 21, April 20th. These people are consistently characterized through astrological literature as stubborn adventurers. Their first experience is a mild chill and a consequent need for people, a desperate life or death need. But as they grow stronger, their environment simultaneously becomes more and more ideal. They soon outgrow their anxious feelings of dependence on people and develop an independent personality and an optimistic viewpoint about changes and exploring. And then I have a picture of the actual solar energy. If you zoom in on that part of the sign cycle, the piece that they get as a result of their phase angle has this face. This look, this is the face of that starting time. That's how much upward. Life is starting up high and going up even higher. That's this type of personality, this type of wiring of your central processor unit. This thing is like saying things are good and why don't we take advantage of it? Why don't we grow here? Why don't we do as much as we can of some things? Yeah, okay, thanks, Joe. So, again, their first experience by being a chill, they need people, but as they grow stronger, that becomes less and less a problem. The environment helps more and more. They outgrow their anxious feelings of dependence and develop independence with an optimistic viewpoint about the changes that they can help bring about and exploring. They are creatures of nature. They're born into a time of year that is a little uncomfortable, typically some chill in the air, but soon brings to unfold with increasing intensity. Oh, I said begins. Okay. The initial discomfort together with the dramatic improvement that soon follows lead to an adventurous, optimistic personality able to take the pains and risks of exploration in stride. The initial chill and the infant's dependence on the mother for warmth soon pass, and the Aries quickly develops an independent personality. The marginal exposure to spring itself is apparently just right for creating an attentive frame of mind for appreciating the unfolding of spring and summer, which I would broaden in these days to, just an open mind. What we're talking about, it's to have hope in human nature is to wonder if this form of human nature is sort of like favored, like this is good times. Looking at this here and looking even at the typeface, I feel so ashamed I never managed to get this published. What a jerk. I had achieved a nice arrangement of words, nice choice of words, and I just didn't appreciate it enough. Didn't see the urgency. If I could have had a different mate that I didn't reject on account of looks, I'd have a happy ending at this moment. Looks did me in. I went for looks. I rejected a couple of good contenders because they didn't have the look. They didn't look like a model. But here's a part of this here book that I thought was pretty good before we give up on the reading thing. Aries minds have a kind of natural perfection, oriented in terms of goodness and human well-being. Is that sort of a blessing? I'm saying these are good people. These are good things happening. They are capable of great originality and can perform a task perfectly that has never been done before. Leonardo da Vinci, April 15, comes to mind as the greatest example of this Aries ability to generate a continuous stream of good ideas beyond the conventional wisdom of the times. And that's what I'm proposing as a model for the Aries trip. And then we get into the complexities of Pisces, and they're being a little more abstracted from their body because there isn't this full participation because it's still cold in the winter and you're not ready to start doing this. So I can wrap, and what I'm going to do is put this up in its different forms now that I realized it was a mistake not to have done it before. And with that out of the way, maybe that'll give me some status as somebody to listen to, and then we can do the, actually what I got to do, I have to say, is interact more with the celebrities in the political front and saying, would you sign on to some of this and take some of the load that Joe Friendly's revolution, complete with his birthday trip, is worth public attention. That he has identified the principles for a peaceful revolution, that we have to reconsider ownership generously, broadly. We have to, sooner rather than later, have a takeover of the media by the people. Right there we could like name a council of 10 revolutionaries to take over the media. That I could imagine. And just choose different producers and appealing for goodwill where we can, but that has to be recognized that in a Nuremberg style trial, the networks are unworthy of consideration as appropriate owners of the situations. You know, I haven't quite sketched out as I'm uttering these words how to proceed, but we should talk about it, that the media are nasty. You deserve a little more than a slap on the wrist. If we're going to take over the banks, the media haven't particularly failed us out loud in some big fart or something, but the fact is that they are all guilty of war crimes. And not saying that what's going on daily in Iraq, the dropping of bombs for no good reason at all, that the so-called insurgent enemy, they're good guys, they have a right to defend their country against us. So that whole charade is not... So Joe Friendly will challenge Obama as a fellow Chicagoan, a fellow University of Chicago Law School alumni brother, saying, look, brother, would you like a little company in the national spotlight? And not only will it be you and Jay Leno, but you and me and Jay Leno. And we'll talk about how about the people to flush their toilets out loud for the proposition that we want the Joe Friendly version of change, which is to say, face openly and clearly what is, come on, kind of obvious, that we need different foreign policy, we need actual democracy, and by the way, there is a peak oil problem we got to deal with right now.